when hair loss hits you at an early age. I have seen very intelligent people, very rational people fall prey to scams and magical cures, throw caution to the wind, and succumb to attractive advertisements which are so commonplace on social media today. Since nobody talks about the dark side of the industry, I thought I would enlighten you on these few aspects of the hair transplant industry. Desperation because of hair loss gets the better of the good sense and rationality. But the chief reason to my mindset is the fact that we view a hair transplant as another product which is of the same quality across service providers. We do not see a hair transplant as a skill that is as good as the surgeon who's wielding the knife. This selective lapse of judgment can be attributed to 10 psychological factors and cognitive biases. Now let's talk about them, and before that, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It helps me in bringing out videos that help you in your research towards a hair transplant, videos which are unbiased videos, non-commercial videos. So hang on. Number one is the desire for quick solutions. People often seek quick, effortless solutions to their problems, and especially when the issue is a source of insecurity and discomfort like hair loss. Corporate scammers exploit this very desire by projecting their products as magical cures, easy and instant remedies. This is so common in this industry, which lends complex names to simple hair transplant maneuvers. Seeking to deflect research or the rational thought process from who will do the procedure to what will be done. And the second one is emotional manipulation. Scammers use emotional appeal to bypass rational thinking. This may target people's insecurities, their deep-rooted fears, and hope to establish an emotional connection in order to make them more susceptible to their tall claims. An example is the claim that get a hair transplant done before it is too late. Come on. If it is ever too late for a hair transplant, it should not have been done in the first place. But we will not listen to reason. We get carried away by attractive statements, throwing caution to the wind, not listening to our inner rational voice. And another one is get a hair transplant at 39,999 rupees. And this claim has an asterisk mark. Terms and conditions apply. You fall prey to the advertisement, go for a hair transplant, and all sorts of hidden costs come up after the procedure is over. And third is very important, confirmation bias. People tend to seek information that conforms to their pre-existing notions, their belief systems, ignoring completely contradictory evidence that is based on scientific principles. If, say, someone with diffuse pattern alopecia falls prey to these advertisements, thinking that every patient is fit for a hair transplant, not keeping in mind scientific validity, scientific reasoning, he is bound to land up in severe problems as the results set in, as he realizes that his donor area has been devastated, and the last straw happens when the doctor or the clinic does not pick up the phone. And number four is limited understanding of science. Scammers exploit this deficit of knowledge by using bombastic scientific terms, made-up terms, to make their claims, their false claims many times, sound legitimate. For example, the claim that hair transplants are permanent, when nothing in this human body is permanent. We all know that. Stem cell treatments is another hoax. PRP is better than DHT blockers like finasteride. What a scam. Misrepresenting of techniques by promoting specific hair transplant methods without providing scientific information, truthful information about the pros and cons inherent in that particular technique. And fifthly, anecdotal evidence. Personal stories and testimonials may be misleading. Many times, paid testimonials happen. Many times, even Google ratings are paid for. People may be swayed by anecdotal accounts of other people who just look like them, who claim to have experienced positive results from a product or a procedure for hair loss. But every person is different. So is their donor area, so is their healing, and so is how they respond to medical cures for baldness, for thinning, or to hair transplant. Results of any method of hair transplant vary immensely. This is the truth. Be warned that cases put up on the websites are the best cases, the best scenario cases that are being shown to you. They are by no means the average result that any clinic produces on a day-to-day basis. And next is social proof. People tend to follow the crowd and assume that if people are buying into the product, there is some truth in it. Corporates often use fake reviews and endorsements to create a sense of social proof. Doctors are left far behind in this exercise because doctors, by virtue of the training, do not resort to questionable means of promoting the business. In fact, most of them, they do not. And then we come to FOMO, or fear of missing out. Corporates create a sense of urgency and scarcity to push people into making an impulsive decision on the spot. And this happens by offering limited period discounts, limited period offers. The fear of missing out on a groundbreaking cure can lead even intelligent individuals to act without careful consideration. And an example is different types of injectable treatments being propounded as an alternative to treatments which have been there for almost like 30 to 40 years. Treatments with scientific evidence, treatments which have worked, just to fill in the gap which has arisen because of fear of using a particular product that works, just to make a quick buck from your fears and your biases. And next comes trust in authority figures. Authority figures like celebrities, like doctors, experts in their fields, when seen selling a product, people are more likely to believe that a product works. And in many cases, these are paid advertisements. The doctor in the advertisement sometimes may not be a doctor, and if he is a doctor, he is doing disservice to his own profession by being allowed to be paid. So companies can manipulate scientific evidence and can manipulate the minds of people who have hair loss. Overcoming skepticism. Scammers are skilled at overcoming people's doubts, their skepticism, through persuasive techniques and deception. An example is that we guarantee results when no guarantee can actually be given about medical procedures. We do not know how the human body will behave, how the hair will grow. There are several factors that come into play after a follicle is implanted below the skin. You can only give guarantee of support during the growth process and guarantee of help if a suboptimal result happens. But you cannot guarantee that a hair transplant will grow always and every time, because medicine is not a pure science. There is many a slip between the cup and the lip in hair transplant. And people realize this when a suboptimal result happens, and the same clinic which gave guarantee for a hair transplant on its website does not pick up the phone. And this is a very, very common happening. Then there are digitally altered, heavily edited, photoshopped before and after pictures available on the internet. Pictures which defy all sense of logic, all sense of rationality, but people believe it. There's a part of them telling them not to believe, but since we live on hope, we succumb to this evidence and fall for the false evidence that has been projected to us and go in for a hair transplant when we may not be a candidate for hair transplant. These dramatic results are not reflective of most of the outcomes. So the research that you should do is, what is the average type of a hair transplant result that you're likely to get? Not the fantastic hair transplant results with hair fibers, with photoshopped images that are available on the internet. And lastly, the complexity of medical information is such that people run away from digging further. It can be challenging to some individuals. Scammers often exploit this complexity to provide simplified, misleading information. An example is use of topical finasteride in lieu of oral finasteride, saying that hair transplants have minimal downtime, hair transplants do not have scars, hair transplants are completely safe procedures with no side effects. Hair transplants are great options for all categories of patients, create unrealistic expectations in prospective clients. Overall, a combination of emotional vulnerability, cognitive biases, and persuasive tactics used by these scammers often mislead people, mislead gullible, honest people, regardless of their intelligence, and they fall for these magical cures, tall claims about hair transplant, and we see this happening all the time. So it is essential to promote critical thinking, scientific literacy, and awareness about hair transplant and hair loss solutions to help people to make more informed decisions and avoid falling prey to these scammers. And this is the purpose of my channel. So if you like this video and if you want more genuine information which is not commercially driven, please subscribe to my channel. 28% of people who watch my videos have not yet subscribed. So I request you to subscribe. It encourages me to bring more and more videos for you. And if you have any question, any doubt in your mind about hair loss solutions, or about hair transplant, please let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section below. If you want an assessment about your condition, please leave your pictures on the WhatsApp number provided and I'll get back to you. Thank you for watching. God bless you and have a nice day.